hello, greetings, salutations. What the fuck is that on your head? Hi, I'm Nico. I'm one of the lovely hosts here on the Nerdverse Odyssey. Back from the dead.
After many months of being in the ground and festering like the finest kimchi, we return more flavorful and structured.
Fuck, dude, we should have done this on Wednesday without Glenn. Anyway, how you doing, folks?
Starting off with a bang again.
Damn.
All right, so wearing the Miles Morales Spider-Man hat, we have the one, the only Rico. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's been a busy weekends, all that stuff. But glad we got back together to talk about some things. And of course, I got to rock my Kingoy hat for right now. Nice. That's my crown. So don't be jealous.
Did you see the How to Train Your Dragon kit that they had come out?
The kit, no, but I did get the Sunday ice cream. I did get from Burger King.
Yeah, it had like horns on it and everything, dude.
Oh, jeez. All right, and speaking of horns, the only Texan we allow on this show, Mr. Glenn, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, guys. It's good to be back. I've been very, very busy. Very, very busy.
Yeah, I haven't. Just heads up, I've just been too lazy to do this shit. Anyway, so structure change, format renewal. I don't know how to word this. We're going to try something new today. Yo, Rico, what's the news, dog?
Oh. In today's news, bring it to you guys. As always, it's always lovely to hear the controversy and drama. So the first thing that we had was Randy Pitchford. So for those who don't know, he is the Gearbox CEO. He is the same guy that was saying that Borderlands was a top tier movie.
Yeah,
even though it's top tier garbage.
Also said that Aliens is one of their favorite franchises. He said, I'm going to quote here, and said, "We love Aliens. We here are the biggest fans. So being able to create this game is just a dream come true." We're talking about Aliens Colonial Marines, for those who don't know, because Mr. Pitchford and his studio Gearbox was the one who worked on it. And in an interview 10 years later, he's sitting in the chair, his fat, smug, greasy ass, and goes, Aliens, we made the... People always said we're hoping that was going to be like this 10 on 10 game. It's really only a 7 out of 10. Like, he is such a hypocrite. He's greasy. Fuck that guy. Now, Rico, what did he say?
So besides all that vitriol and rant that's up there in the screen named Nico, what I would tell Glenn what's going on is that now this guy has decided to tweet back to a fan who said $80, which is the new price tag for Borderlands 4, is worth it.
Actually, he said, quote, what was this kid's name? This fan said, "Hey, Randy, this game better not be $80. Mm-hmm. To which he replied, "May I say it?"
Oh, be my guest.
He said, "If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen." He's saying prostitute yourself on the street, sell fucking crack, give up that booty hole for Borderlands.
There you go,
That's
man.
what
You gotta give up that booty hole for Borderlands.
Yeah. Well,
That's how it is.
Well, that's
the name of the podcast.
But I commented on one of somebody.
Why do I always get that? Why do I always get the quote?
I'm writing that shit down.
But no, that was the whole thing with him, is that when I read it, what he said, I was like, dude, you sound like a drug dealer. Like, there is no freebies or whatever. Have my money and then you can get your product. Without realizing that, yes, you can argue the fact that $80 going up with inflation is there. And we expected Nintendo to do it first. Well, we didn't expect Nintendo to do it first, but they did it. And they just basically steamrolled ahead, and now Gearbox is doing it. The only thing that makes
Nintendo kind of has like a monopoly on that shit. Like, an unchecked monopoly and characters that everybody loves, timeless, and the fact that, they usually fit that, do I get $1 or do I get an hour of gaming time for every dollar that I spend on this game? Most of the time, yes. Especially with the replayability and and a lot of the fun that I can have with my children, all this other fun stuff. Nintendo, in their defense, console, fuck them though. But the games, like there's a lot of they have a lot of capital that they can say, yep, we can do this.
They have enough goodwill points that they could pull this bullshit, but I think they cash their final check with it is all I'm saying. The next fuck up they do is going to be hard. I will say this. Yeah. A lot of people bitch that the Switch 2's price isn't good, and I think there's a misconception here because $450 for a portable console that can run docked 4K, that's actually a fairly decent price. And it's $100 more than the Switch.
I have something that can do that as well.
The Steam
and it can also run my 2,700 games that I have on my
Hold on, dude.
thing right now.
You're a PC
backwards
gamer,
compatible.
I get it. But what I'm saying is, from a generic person off the street, price wise, it's not bad. Because to get into a Steam Deck, you're looking at $600, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
no. Hear me out. This is for if you were looking at it from the way Nintendo does, this is like a family unit, as Rico put it. So this is like you're getting this for a kid, and maybe you'll jump on there and play something at some point. But it's meant for somebody who can just push a button and it works. PC games are a little more in depth and not as easy for a kid. Like my kid's pretty smart. And he still asks me how to do certain things.
I would say with the Steam Deck, it's pretty much push a button and go as well.
That's fair, but again, it's cheaper. It's something you could just give a kid. I get where you're coming from, but
right, okay.
I'm just saying, if we take PC,
but what kid is going to spend? What kid is going to spend?
Parent is going to spend this on him. But anyway, now we're just getting a little.
So let's circle this back. Back to me.
Disagree here.
I need you guys to have your moment. Since we jumped to the Switch 2, and I'll switch back to the whole gearbox thing. The only thing I can say with the Switch 2
we shit on Randy enough. We could shit on him more.
With the Switch 2, at least, I would say that console price is not that bad because if anybody bought a PS5 or even a Xbox, the latest series, you're going to pay that much.
Oh yeah.
The nostalgia Glenn's point is that when you come to the games, you want to play them. They're easy for you to have to start up and play with your kids. The problem is with the Switch 2, with all the latest controversies, is one, you don't own the game. You just get a product key. Two, not to say that I would do it, but if for some reason, my fellow Nerdverse Odyssey brothers, you guys decided, hey, I'm going to make a mod and say, hey, check this out, whatever, and I put it on there. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, we can brick it now. I feel like it's one of those...
No, they could already...
No, hold on.
That's the PS3 and Xbox 360, though.
Say what?
They've been able to brick your system since PS3 and 360.
But you don't hear it as a controversy as they have with Nintendo. And I think because people look at Nintendo as possibly the savior to go against what it was. Like, damn near Anakin Skywalker, even though we know some of the controversies they have for pursuing people, but they were supposed to be these ones to stand up against PS5, Xbox, and everybody else and their mom doing their own thing. Once they raise the prices to $80,
you were the chosen one.
Well, no, the thing is, Nintendo hasn't been Nintendo since Iwata died. Like, it's not been the same company since then.
Right.
So it's like the Nintendo we know and love was like back in like Iwata's time, and the dude was before him. But it's like the new guy's more or less, hey, let's go for money. I mean, it makes sense. They
forgot who they were.
Oh yeah, but they got enough goodwill to spend it all, which I think they pretty much tapped the bank at this point. But
yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, an example I can give you guys.
They stumbled with that Wii U.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like most of their consoles is the first one's good, second one's there's controversies, and that started at the Wii. The Wii came out, it was sold like gangbusters, even though I'm probably bad opinion. I wasn't a huge fan of the Wii. Wii U sucked. Switch good. Switch 2 possibly sucks. So we'll just have to wait and see, really. My biggest thing is getting peripheral, getting external memory is going to cost like half the console. Because to get a terabyte, you're looking at almost $200.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Not to mention they hold my beloved Pokemon
not a nerd, or it's the, what is it, SK? SK something.
It's the brand new version. Like, I will say this. I was at Walmart, and they did have 256 gigs for $35. So there will be cheaper options at some point. It's just right now, anything over, I think it's 256 is hard to come by.
Yeah, I don't know. I really haven't had an issue with it down here in Texas, especially over at Best Buy.
No, these are like a brand new type of memory card.
Oh,
yeah, it's not a regular micro SD card. It's like it's a new type.
So if you have the SD card for Switch, you cannot use it for Switch 2.
Yeah,
you have to get the
2 terabyte in my Switch will not work in the 2.
Yeah.
Now I wonder, is this a proprietary?
It's not proprietary. It's still an
type?
SD card. It's the newest micro SD card.
Yeah.
Now is that just a matter of like the read write speed on it, or
it's I think it's like 4 or 8 times faster than the previous generation. It's apparently a lot. Its read write speeds are a lot faster.
Yeah, because I think I may have that exact same SD card in my Steam Deck because of the fact that it was the one that was suggested the modders for Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's very possible.
To Hunter's point about how the games are.
Where's he?
Background: Hunter is fine with. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm almost positive what he told me was he was okay with games being $80 because of inflation.
Oh, right. You should say that.
It's been sitting at 60 for far too long, is what he says.
And to his point, one thing I looked up is Super Mario Brothers 3, because there was a situation in my life where my dad was like, we were in Germany, and my dad was like, you either can get Super Mario Brothers 3, or I'll take the money and pay for your class trip to go to a castle. I chose Super Mario Brothers 3.
That was probably a smart move.
Even though the other kids, I was like, I think it was me and a couple of, like, maybe 2 kids in the class. We had to make our own little castles out of sugar cubes, but I think everybody had a good time. But Super Mario Brothers was the game.
Sweet, bro.
So, I kid you not, that's a true story. So, at that time, in 1990, that was $30 to $40. With inflation now, that would have been between $90 to $120.
Yeah.
So I think the argument for Hunter, I get where Hunter has his argument. I think for myself, and I think for the rest of us, is if you give us an $80 game, that means $80 and that's it. It's not, you're going to put some battle passes in there that we have to pay for. We have to pay all for the customer.
If you're going to be charging me a premium price, I expect to get a finished product.
Because even Bungie caught flack for that when it came out to where they admitted that the reason why they didn't do certain things for, I think it was the Trial of Osiris, was because that they felt that it was too flashy and it was going to take away from the Eververse. And Eververse is the store where you can buy skins, you can buy emotes, and all this mess. So they decided to taper it down and put everything into the store. Which, again, when you hear that, you're like, well, what's the point of us doing raids or dungeons or whatever if we're not going to get the cool armor look and everything else like that? But kind of rounded my section out back to the CEO of Gearbox is, yeah, everything we talked about is that, where he's now backtracking his words on everything. I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, you'll find a way to get a game. And I know I've talked to other folks where I'm like, hey, if these games come out, I'm only going to be focused on 1 or 2. Because again, if I'm paying Borderlands for $80, and then let's just say GTA 6 comes out, and decided, I mean, that's last year. If it was coming out this year and not being delayed, that could have been another $80 to $100 game, or even more. And then there's another game that comes out. So it's like you're almost trying to tell me, as players, they have to pick and choose. But yeah, if I have the choice between 2 or 3 games to at least purchase, and yours is not, not worth it, at least at the time, I'm not buying your game. I'm just gonna wait for it to get on sale, and that's it. And if you go, well, it's the fans or the critics who did this, no, it's your own words that doom your product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fair. Then honestly, Borderlands 3 kind of sucked, so I wasn't gonna pick it up anyway.
Well,
if I am gonna pick it up, it's gonna be when it's like $10 to $20 on Steam.
Or I mean, even more cautiously, after the reviews come out for it, and it isn't some woke fest where you're fucking shooting 3-headed dildos at conservatives or something. I don't know.
I didn't know this was
whatever straw man. Right.
By the way, Postal 2 VR. I can't fucking wait.
Oh man, In other news, Hi-Res Studios, those are the guys behind Smite 2 and Paladins. They did a series of layoffs. They actually lay off their executive officers and some of their senior staff on that one. So to the surprise of everybody, they did this, which players have welcomed it. Because again, they're trying to transition to a smaller studio. So it was a surprise that they did this move on this one.
I mean, it makes sense because they want to keep the game going. I would hope that with the senior staff and like the executives leaving, that the quality doesn't dip. Mind you, I haven't played Smite 2, so I'm not 100% sure what state it's in. But you know, if they lose the ability to keep the game running, when their whole reason for getting rid of everybody is to keep the game running, it'd just be kind of ironic.
Well, right now they said essentially the board's rationale was that the company had a lot of senior management in relation to our current size. What is the cliche saying?
They're top heavy, is what you're saying.
Yeah, too many chiefs, not enough Indians. If you can still say that.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. This does not affect our core mission and any other people working directly on Smite 2. We will continue to focus on our efforts on improving the core game and new player experience while adding more gods at our current 1 per 2 weeks pace.
Wow.
And this said that it was not Canator was the guy who explained that it was not his call to make a public announcement about it, as he wanted each executive effective to be able to put out their own statement. However, he's confident in Smite 2 himself and wants to remain at the studio for now.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like they were just trimming the fat, not like, hey, we just released this multi-million-dollar game. We need to get rid of everybody so we can keep the lights on for the next
Or
it seems like they're cutting off what they need to cut off, and not like they didn't, cut the creative team or programmers or play testers or people who actually make the game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't see that one as too bad. What I do find pretty bad is what EA did this week.
Oh.
You wanna hit us with that one, Rico?
Dude, it's you guys are going to start this episode with just sad news on that one.
It's just a start.
It's just a start, Jesus.
So with that, EA basically just, if I'm understanding too, this calls for Black Panther game being canceled. With that, now the one thing that they highlighted that I was actually looking forward to was the fact that they had a new system inspired by the Nemesis system was being built for the game.
Oh, damn, that would have been cool.
So why were they saying that they were canceling it though?
They didn't give no reason right now.
Yeah,
they just
EA
said,
just
"Hey,
killed the company."
Yeah, the highlights of it is that the game was in pre-production for 4 years. They were working on the Nemesis system. You had playable character for T'Challa, Killmonger, and Shuri.
Did it have any voice lines from the original actors?
I'm not too sure on that one because I think Chadwick Boseman his last voice acting was for the What If series. I don't think anything for video games on that one. But I mean, basically, with them doing that, they're don't do this to me. They're basically only focusing on 4 games, and I think that was Star Wars,
Battlefield, and then it was sports. It was I think it was
NFL
and
Apex
NBA.
Legends. Apex Legends.
And Apex Legends, yeah. So it was just a handful of games that they were going to be focusing on. So EA is essentially dead.
Who even plays Apex Legends? I don't actually know anybody that does.
Legends. I've never played it, but I know people.
Yeah, neither do I.
It was apparently a little Titanfall mixed with your Fortnites.
Yeah, because it was
I know kids who play Fortnite, but I don't know anybody who plays Apex Legends.
Yeah.
I think I know more people who play fucking Candy Crush than Apex Legends. Right?
Hey, I will say this though: Respawn Studio kicks ass. I hope they get to leave the dungeons of EA at some point.
Yeah, no kidding. Fun stuff. What else you got for us, Rico?
That's pretty much it and what's going on with the news right now. Can say that movie-wise, Fantastic Four. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer.
I have.
Yes.
I can't confirm it, but supposedly the actor who plays Johnny, he mentioned that Mole Man is going to be in the movie. But when I clicked the tweet was deleted. I don't know what happened. I just came back.
That brings a little more credence to it then.
Yeah,
if Mole Man's in the Fantastic Four movie, that'd be hilarious, even if it's just for like 5 minutes.
Well,
yeah, like or in a post credit scene or something like that.
Oh no, the post credit scene is going to be what leads into. That's going to be our first look at Doctor Doom. Guaranteed.
Because you saw Captain America: New World, the ending credits. I don't want to spoil it for Glenn. Have you watched it, Glenn, or no?
Let's assume I have.
The ending credits for real quick spoilers, whoever the Russian bots are listening to. Ending credits is you see Captain America, Sam Wilson, talking to the leader. The leader telling him, like, you have no idea what's coming here. He's like, he's like, you stop me, basically, I'm paraphrasing. What are you going to do when you have to stop people like you from other worlds and everything else? And he's like, it's coming. So basically, he's talking about the incursion where the multiverse of the MCU is starting to collapse on each other on that one. And that's where you're going to get... That's why I think a lot of people think, like, oh, we're getting 200 people in Doomsday. No, you're going to get different versions that are going to be playing against each other. And I think with Hemsworth did he's been great playing Thor and everything else like that. So either he's getting killed off or he's playing another Thor that they're going to explain somehow he got killed and now he's coming from another Earth to come fight.
Interesting.
Yeah, the whole incursion is Prime Earth or Earth 616.
See, that's what I'm wondering how Doomsday is going to lead into Secret Wars. Like I'm very curious how those two movies are going to connect.
Well, because if I'm correct and I'm not confusing myself, Doomsday at one point becomes God Doom. The multiverse collapse, whatever, and he's charged to hold it. So then he decides, hey, everybody's going to come and fight. And that's where you have it. Now, how it's going to spawn off for like the Venom suit and stuff like that, I have no idea. Because again, in the comics, he does get his powers from the Beyonders. While he starts going around with
But that still wouldn't explain Secret Invasion.
Hold on, you said Secret War or Secret Invasion? Because you said Secret Wars, I thought.
What's the Avengers afterwards? It's Doomsday, and then it was...
Are you talking about the one where you have like the Heroes Reborn on that little blue globe that...
No. The release schedule is 2026, Avengers Doomsday, 2027, Avengers... I think it was Secret Wars.
If it's Secret Wars, then it's that's probably going to be the whole...
have to do with the Skrull.
So that's going to be... Yeah. No, that's Secret Invasion.
God, hold on. Now I actually have to Google this, because I thought it was Secret in Wars.
We will wait.
It's 2027 Secret Wars. So, okay, I don't know. Comics are stupid.
Why is it at? Hold on. What's the plot? If they follow the storyline.
Yeah, I kind of tapped out. As much as I love Doom, I tapped out when they did the whole like God Doom stuff. It's like, man, I get enough of this shit in Dragon Ball. I don't need it in my in my Marvel comics.
So Secret Wars is the battle world.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the one who did it in the comic books and from the original story was the Beyonder. He comes in and just takes the villains and the heroes, put them there. And then they all have a battle out. That's where...
Apparently, Benicio del Toro might be coming back as the Collector, so maybe the Collector has something to do with this new little war world scenario.
I thought I thought he died.
I swear I just read something saying that he was coming back, but then again, I've kind of fallen off the Marvel wagon, so it's like I'll read the headline and keep scrolling.
So the heroes for the Secret Wars plot was the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, the X-Men, and then the villains are Absorbing Man, Doctor Doom, Doc Ock, the Enchantress, Kang the Conqueror, Claw the Wizard, Molecule Man, Titania, Ultron, Volcana, the Wrecking Crew. and Galactus.
Okay.
If they go by the original one.
Yeah.
Because in the comic book line...
Right, but I mean, a lot of those villains on that list are villains that we've already seen inside the MCU. Yeah. And so, I mean, I think maybe Molecule Man might be introduced because of his larger, like, use inside of like the Fantastic Four, not Fantastic Ford, Fantastic Four. Comic books
well,
with
they need somebody
him
equal
and
the
son. I keep
nuts?
forgetting his name. The son
Superman.
of Reed Richards, huh?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Sentry.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about Franklin and Molecule Man have a really important plot point regarding the creation of new universes, and it's kind of how they, in my opinion, how they would undo the collapse of the multiverse.
Well, Molecule Man,
that's what they do in the comic.
Man was created by the Beyonders, so every universe has one Molecule Man. So in the comic books, anybody can correct me who listens to this.
No, you're right.
Dr. Doom goes around and starts killing them, which brings the Beyonders to attention to where, what's going on? And when they come, that's when he kills them, or he kills one and gains the power, or he kills three and gains the power somehow, and that's when he becomes God Doom.
Okay.
I think,
and so that's why I was saying that Molecule Man is definitely going to be in that Secret Wars movie at the very least, and it's probably going to be like, killed by Doom while the villains are fighting the superheroes on Battle World,
or that could be the teaser bit in Fantastic Four.
Could be. Really could be.
Because that'd be a good way to introduce him. Just have him like off a super powerful being.
And Reed Richards could be the Maker. We just don't know.
True.
We don't know.
It's gonna be interesting.
Fair enough.
There are knowns, and there's unknown unknowns. Anybody know?
Any more news for us, Rico?
Unknown.
It's something like that. Well, I gotta read it again.
If you don't know, then you know.
But that concludes the King's News for this podcast. By all means, anybody has any more insight or whatever, hey, feel free. I did see somebody in the message board message us.
What?
So, hey. Yeah, you said what's up to him.
Dude, I can barely remember if I have pants on right now.
It was Memorial Day, and I seen the message. Hold on. Let me make sure we give that person a shout out.
I thought I thought I dismissed it because it was a bot. I'm trying to remember. I get a lot of weird robocalls.
I'll mess up the name, but it's Austin JC, and they said happy weekend. Then you said, same to you, buddy. How have you been?
Oh, I know who that is. That's James Olston.
Okay. Hey, James. What's up?
He was. We had him on the show. 7 episodes ago. He's the one working on the book with Glenn.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that James. My James.
You
I love
forgot
that
your
James.
James. Dear Lord.
No, I did not. I have not forgotten that James. he's working on stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of really cool stuff. But anyways,
yep.
Thank you. So, I guess if you'd like, we can move on to stuff I'm excited about.
Yeah, we'll throw it at Glenn.
All right. So this portion of the show is called "Stuff I'm Excited About" with Glenn Hahn. And so I have 100 subscribers, guys, on my YouTube channel that has no content.
Nice.
You know why? Because apparently there was like this Roblox video that I voice acted in. Right, I know. It was a Roblox animated thing done by a guy by the name of Dr. B, and it was fun, tons of fun. In fact, actually changed my whole ideal on letting my kids play Roblox, because I got to talk with the teenagers who play Roblox. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You answered some questions for me that I didn't realize. And so now my kids are able to play Roblox, and they really have doing nothing but recently. It's pretty bad.
Glad to know you
no,
gave your kids digital crack.
that's what it looks like. But no, I played two characters, a guy by the name of Dusakar and a guy named Taff. Taff doesn't speak, so whenever I was voice acting him, I was like with my hands.
Oh God.
It was funny. And then the Dusakar, like the kids are like, "Oh my God, your voice in Dusakar is so amazing. Wow, it's so cool." And then there's this other kid who was all like, "Hey, did you know Dusakar can't shield twice?" And I was like, bro, your mom didn't shield once and now we have you. And then like everybody was like, oh my God, why'd you do that to some random 13-year-old? No, it was funny. It was hilarious. But anyways, yeah, I have 100 subscribers with no content. It's been interesting. That thing got, I think it was at 750,000 views last time I saw.
Oh wow.
It was like, yeah, that's what I said.
What you do is put messages on your YouTube page.
Oh,
I have people come listen to this.
Yeah. Hey kids, what's going on? This is this guy who voiced Dusakar. Right? But no, Dusakar, he's this like wizard that has like a pumpkin on his head and like a Cheeto wand, and it's great. It's great. Absolutely great. So stuff that I'm excited about. Since we're already talking about voice acting, I guess I'll go into that. The Power Rangers audio drama by Scyther just released last weekend, and super excited because of the fact that I was the narrator for that, and will be the narrator from now on. And it was received with wide acclaim by our hundreds of viewers. Overall, I love working with that team. Scyther team. Whenever Hunter introduced me to him, best move I made in the entire last year in terms of like, stuff I'm doing in my off time. And then there was one project that also got released that weekend. There was a gentleman working over at the University of Hertfordshire, and he a guy by the name of Diego Fuentes. Let me see, Diego Fernandez. My fault. He had released it to the. Let me click on this here so I can get back to you guys. Hey, he had released it to the university. It got submitted for a couple of indie film festivals over in the UK and got accepted. And so it is not out on socials yet until it finishes the indie circuit. And so we'll see. I was the sole voice actor on that, playing a scientist who created some sort of thank you nice. Some sort of like cosmic horror thing that I tried killing, but well, you'll have to see it when it comes out. I might send you guys the link in the chat just so you guys can see it, but of course don't share it, not yet. And so soon enough. Yeah, you're like, I'm sending it to my grandma and she's gonna post on YouTube, get 1,000 viewers. But no, it's really great. My grandma, who's a big sci-fi fan, she's like 90 years old, big fan of Star Trek and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I was a scientist who made a goo monster. And she's like, oh, Nico, let me see it. And so she went and saw it. My cute little grandma, that sounds like Elmo with a Mexican accent. But she's so little and so cute. I love her. But no, she watched it. She's like, oh, Nico, that's so amazing. Oh, you sound so grown up. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Grandma. And so, yeah, it was great. Some other stuff that I'm excited about is the Flamecraft Kickstarter for their expansion that they just released, or that they just finished the Kickstarter for, which also included a standalone game called Flamecraft Duels, which is a this like game that you can take on the go, and it's like worker placement, puzzle elements, stuff like that. Fun game. I played it on the virtual
tabletop
website
simulator?
for that. It wasn't tabletop simulator. There was something else. It was on the there we are. Cardboard Alchemy has a link to the digital version on their website.
Okay.
But they're also doing a Flamecraft release for Steam as well, which is a really fun game. So yeah, you'll be able to play that, by yourself against a computer or with friends. So you can, be the job guy for, little teeny tiny red dragons and meat dragons all day. And also in the expansion introduced like some hybrid dragons, which is a really cool concept. So there's like, a dragon named Kalachi who's a red and a meat dragon. So fun stuff. So yeah, thoughts? I've been talking a lot.
No, we're letting you have the floor.
Yeah.
All right. So lastly, I'm excited about something that I've been waiting for years, almost 25 years to be exact. In fact, about 25 years. System Shock 2. Yeah, System Shock 2 is doing their 25th anniversary remaster, and it's going to be released on June 26th. And I am stoked. Love it.
Not to mention, it's coming out on everything. The Switch is even getting a copy of it.
Oh yeah, fuck those guys. No, but no. Overall, no. The game looks like it's got some updated graphics, so you're not shooting potato with potato.
It actually it looks like they took because System Shock 2 looked very Quake 2-ish. I guess is the best way. Yes. Like they look very similar.
You could count the polygons on the characters.
Yes. Yeah. It's almost like they took those models and like just upscaled them to 4K and then shrunk them down to good-looking models.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is.
It looks like Quake, or
it kind of looks like Quake 2.
So it plays like Quake 2.
No, it plays more like it's actually not. Like the it's the granddaddy of BioShock.
So actually, the granddaddy BioShock is going to have to be System Shock, the first one,
which
they already did the remaster for, which was stellar. By the way,
it was very good,
very good, and actually one of the first times that you could actually play it on, anything but tank controls, and like this interface for the original System Shock wasn't great. Storyline, spectacular,
great story. It was clunky as fuck. Even the enhanced version, which like fixed a lot of problems, was still kind of clunky. It was the like full-on remake is fantastic.
It was like playing Elder Scrolls 1.
Yes.
In fact, it was Elder Scrolls 1 in space.
Yep.
That's what System Shock 1 was.
Daggerfall.
Yeah.
It was more like Daggerfall than the first Elder Scrolls.
More like
the first Elder Scrolls was more of a dungeon crawling fighting game. Well, it was a dungeon crawling dungeon crawler.
Yeah, it was like it was Daggerfall in space.
Yep.
And so the new game with your typical FPS shooter controls, it worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
So and they maintained a really good lots of homage to the original with some of the textures, because it looked upscaled, but they still had kind of that like they
redid the models.
The texture was in
like
DOS.
They made them high. They made like high res models. If kind of in the same sense that like when Half-Life 1 first came out, how it looked, and then when Gearbox did, I think it was Blue Shift was the one that came with the high res models. It's almost just like they just jumped forward a couple years from when System Shock 2 came out and used that as their reference point for remastering the models.
Right. And so with System Shock 2 getting the remaster treatment, I'm terribly excited. And I will be playing that likely for the month before I leave off to an island right before Canada. For a week. Oh yes.
Nice.
The thing I'm excited about, me and my family purchased some first class tickets. My first flying all the way from San Antonio
there.
I'm trying.
Hey, I quit my job and I work for you.
Let me guess, you're taking your private jet afterwards.
Yeah.
No. With Chrissy working now after my wife. Oh yeah, let me mention that. My wife just got her PhD.
Congratulations.
Yeah, she graduated with her PhD.
Oh fuck.
There you go.
And
Generic sounds.
I bagged myself a doctor, and now I don't have to work so hard. So yeah.
Oh man, you got
Yeah,
that Jennifer
right.
Lawrence money now. You're rich, bitch.
Yeah.
No, it's just that she's actually, working now. And so yeah, it's been kind of nice, not having to be sole provider. But yeah, we're going to be buying. We bought first class tickets. Got the cabin out on the Great Lakes on this little island in the middle of nowhere. That's right before Canada in the Upper Peninsula, and there's gonna be a family reunion going on. But when I'm not doing family reunion stuff, I'm gonna be fishing.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Bring me back a souvenir.
You want what souvenir do you want?
Anything. Shot glass.
You want some fudge? You want some fudge?
Fudge. Like, I love beaver fur. I don't know. What? I said, like, I love Virginia State or whatever. You know how they do that? I love New York kind of shirts, whatever. I love beaver fur.
I love beaver fur. Yeah, I'm sure you.
And it has like a little pack. There's like a little pack of
who enjoys some beaver
a little
fur
fat
once in
beaver
a
on
while.
there. A little hairy fat beaver on there.
Like you get down and
fat
nervous.
beaver on it. Yeah.
Like you put it like right here, maybe. You just get nervous.
Yeah. Just You rub your beaver to make you feel better.
Yo, get the head out of the cover, man. What you talking about?
You're the one who said I like fat hairy beavers.
Hey, beaver fur, yeah, it's warm. It keeps you warm. At least it keeps your chest warm. At least,
I mean, yeah.
Many men have died for that beaver fur. Okay.
Damn
Many
right.
men have died.
And Valhalla will gladly accept them.
With a coat, a pelt.
They definitely didn't sell their booty hole for Borderlands.
Oh my god.
No. So yeah. But overall, last but not least, the last thing I was excited about is going to. So I've played a lot of. I don't know how many of you have played Cultist Simulator or Book of Hours. It's made by the company called Weather Factory. So it's kind of a like card game puzzle thing where in this weird fiction sort of setting, but they have a CRPG that's coming out that is going to be let's see here. Oh my goodness, I had it up. Weather Factory, where are you?
Well, he looks that up. I want to add real quick.
No,
Shock 2 is crossplay.
Ooh, it's crossplay.
There's crossplay co-op multiplayer, and you can pick between OSA, Marine, or Navy background. Whether or not I have Army, I feel attacked.
I'm more excited about this version as the day goes by.
Yeah, so they're coming out with a CRPG that is based on the that universe, which is really cool. Basically, in this universe, like the sun is a broken god, and essentially this area that I'm in, it's called the Mansis, is where all of humanity's knowledge is kept. But let's give you the little short blip on here. It says Europe, 1948, myth-scarred ruins, night sky at abysses, chitinous cities embrace the change or struggle against the plagues of leaf and amber. The golden incorporates of the U.S. wage a cold war against the star-touched ministries of the USSR, and there you are guiding a carnival of wry, bold, complex characters through seaside sanitarium, alpine castle, grave, hive, and lignified cityscape. And so, yeah, it's, very, H.P. Lovecraft, strange fiction sort of thing. But I'm terribly excited about it. They haven't released very much in terms of release date yet, but it is coming soon.
Now, do they have experience making CRPGs?
So that I don't know. However, their storytelling.
There's a fine line between shit, like good and shit with a CRPG. So
this is true, but I think that with a lot of CRPGs, like where it falls short is story, and what they do is tell an excellent story with, and they have established lore that you can kind of glean in from the other two games. And so, for that matter, I think, like, systems-wise, it plays a lot like, what is that, Disco Elysium.
Okay.
By the looks of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be not like necessarily a lot of punchy fighty, but more CRPG and in a talking simulator.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So yeah, and the idea is like, memories or books are memories and memories are tools and, all this other fun stuff. It's great. Absolutely love this universe. And yeah, that's the last thing I'm excited about. So any comments about anything I've talked about so far?
Going back to System Shock 2. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, please.
Go ahead.
Supposedly on Steam, it's only you guys there's a 10% off and it's $26.99.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
yes.
about right.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, I was more shocked. I thought it was gonna be like at least $50 or something.
No, dude.
No.
Most of the even System Shock remake was only only $40, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think you can pick it up for 30 now.
Oh, you can pick it up cheaper. I think I bought it for 20 about a year ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that these games are remakes, there's a lot of people that have already experienced it and storyline. But so these are for all intents and purposes mods for the old users. But I like the fact that with some of these games like, Silent Hill 2, they add some stuff to it to sort of flesh it out. So yeah, fun stuff overall. So if y'all don't have anything else, I was going to pass it off to Nico. And Nico, you can hit us with what you got.
All right. Yeah. So I'm actually, you want to go that way next time. But there you go. First things first, you can't see her, but I have a cat now. Hold on.
Nico over there getting that pussy.
He's just talking about Pussycat, that's all.
So, that right there.
Got a Siamese.
Yep, I have a Seal Point Siamese. Her name is Ocean. She is absolutely infatuated with me because she follows me around like a lost puppy. Like, if I'm in the house,
is she
she's
cross-eyed?
with me. What was that?
Is she cross-eyed?
Oh, cross-eyed as fuck. Her and I will never see eye to eye on anything.
I got you.
But no, she's
that's a common. Yeah, that's common for seal points is to have.
She's got the cross-eyed and really deep blue eye coloring. Like, she's absolutely gorgeous, and she's a sweetheart. But like I said, she's obsessed with me.
Oh,
you adopted her, or
yeah, we adopted her from the Humane Society. Unfortunately, her previous owner passed away, and the next of kin couldn't take her, so she was released to the Humane Society, and she was there for like a day and a half. We saw her, and I picked her up the next day.
Oh, she little yawn.
Yeah. Talks.
Oh, she's a widower.
Oh, dude, she talks my fucking ear off. I'll be sitting down here doing my thing, and all of a sudden she's just meow, meow, meow. I'll be like painting, and she'll like grab onto my like meow, 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 meow.
Mm-hmm. Don't die. Don't breathe in the fumes. That's how the last guy died.
Exactly. But it's funny because she's on a time schedule too. So usually my wife will like start like texting me to go to bed at like midnight. At midnight every night she comes down here up to me, grabs my like meow meow meow, and says, "Hey asshole, get the fuck upstairs. I need to go to bed." So right now she's sleeping here because when I go up to bed, I have to take her and bring her up with me,
like a little baby.
Yep.
Oh.
So that was the big one. Was cat.
I'm gonna ask a question. Forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
If I forgot. So, do you still have the rabbit or no?
No. He passed away November.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was gonna be my next question. Is how is it faring with the rabbit or
what about the lizard? Fine, dude. She's scared of her shadow. Like I took a video of her trying to hunt a stink bug, and it's like some of the funniest shit ever. I don't think she has depth perception.
Not if her eyes are light.
Yeah.
Like that.
But yeah, no, it's pretty fun. Aside from that, I went with my son and saw Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, my jaded ass actually really liked it.
You weren't alone?
I thought it was apparently not. For A52 Marvel movie. It was pretty good.
They said it flopped though, so
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
because it only made $200 million. It's a flop.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's the economy, man.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I hope this is kind of the direction they go to, kind of like the more grounded stories. So I'm very curious to see where the next Marvel excursions go to, because everything I'm seeing in the Fantastic Four trailer, I'm really into. I like the retrofuturism of it, so I'm really curious to see how they play this one off.
Yeah, definitely. So, did you see the Lilo and Stitch movie?
Oh, you forgot to mention that. I saw the trailer, but I have not seen the movie yet. Would you like to regale us with your stories?
No,
I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. What are you saying no for?
This is bullshit. The stuff. What I read, if it's true, Glenn will verify right now. If it's
I'll be
true,
right
dude, some bullshit.
So, Lilo
Forget
and
my
Stitch,
language,
Ohana means family, right? Which is absolutely great. You know, fight to keep the family together, all this fun stuff. You know, sisters loving sisters. You know, the will they won't they boyfriend finally figuring it out and stepping up and being a man and being the father that Lilo needed. And in this one, Ohana does not mean family. It had some like Disney Channel like fucking vibes with the production quality on it, first of all. And they started introducing characters that weren't in the original. They made Bubbles like this bumbling idiot guy who wasn't useful in any way, right? They made the scientist who created Stitch a bad guy, where he was a bad guy, but he wasn't a bad guy in the original, right? He was like, I'm just doing science for the hell of it. But in this one, he's like, I'm going to turn you into a weapon. And his voice didn't match. And it was just like the whole damn thing. Like, the whole damn thing just felt like a fan film of the film. Like, because I mean, they had like a couple of scenes, like the classic scenes where stuff happens. There was no making fun of the fat tourists. There was no and at the end of it, the big sister gives Lilo to the state and runs off to be a marine biologist. There was like four scenes inside the film that just talked about the benefit of having public assistance health care. It was like I'm walking off again. The next door lady was like, you need to really get. Oh yeah, the next door lady was like, the Chinese actor Plant that Disney puts in all their movies to win over the Chinese audience over in China, because if they have no Chinese actors, nobody watches it over there, right? I don't know if you guys know that's a thing, but it's a thing. And so she's like, you need to get health care for your child. There's public assistance. And then Lilo gets hurt. Why didn't you get public assistance? Look at her. She's hurt. You should not have done it. No. And then like Tia Carrere comes in and is playing the part of this like caring counselor. Like, yes, it was a more grounded, more realistic take on Lilo and Stitch. But this is a show about fucking space aliens, okay? This isn't like, an after-school special about, making sure that you have coverage. No, it's about Ohana. It's about friendship. It's about fucking Elvis. What the hell?
If I'm not mistaken, though, that was the whole thing with her, is this, that she is trying to figure this out. She's in a position to where her parents are died. It's only her and Lilo. And she's trying to figure this out, because it's not like nothing against Lilo, but it's not like her sister is acting normal. Like, she's in her own world. And so she's trying to figure it out to balance it between being somewhat of a big sister / mother to working a job and taking care of that and working within the system. which goes back to your point with Vig Rhymes, where when he voice acted his character Bubbles, it wasn't like Bubbles was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this." It's more of like, "You got to get it together because if not, I have to step in and do X, Y, and Z." And every time something acts up or whatever, he's there again, a reminder like, "Hey, you're inching close to that line where I have no choice to get Lilu and make." Whereas the state is making a decision to grab the kid and take her, versus she just going, "I'm going to California to study this thing," which doesn't make no sense because you have a university on Hawaii.
Yeah.
So unless the program that you have is not there, I could kind of understand it. But you're telling me Ohana, family, Hawaiian ties. You're telling me the main thing to go is go to California.
Well,
leave your sister behind.
I'm the best marine biologist in California.
And they made the boyfriend this like bumbling idiot. He was supposed to be like, he was, you know, like, "Oh, hey, what's up? You know, I like what did he say?
Big butts
I like shredding you. I mean, I like it when he's shredding." And it's like they just, you know, turned him from this like supportive character who, you know, provided a little more like structure in their lives to this like next door neighbor kid who didn't know his ass from a hole in ground. And it was like, okay, here's the thing. Like, as a standalone movie, it would have been okay. I would have been completely forgivable. But they fucking raped it. They raped that goddamn movie, and they fucked it up, and I'm pissed. And if I say otherwise, my wife gets pissed off.
Impotent raid nerd. Nerd rage.
Like, shh. It happened. It happened. Don't fuck.
That's what it felt like. It really felt like it. Like, and the aliens looked like shit. I mean, apart from, like, it was like they were trying to make the cheapest fucking film they could. And so, sorry, this grinds my fucking gears.
One thing I would add was funny was that people were getting on the director or the screenwriter, whoever wrote the script, about this. I forgot the villain. Well, turn hero in the end. I guess in the end, he was Gantu. I forgot what the skinny alien was, but the skinny alien wasn't dressed like he was in the Disney movie.
Oh yeah, because in the Disney movie he was a woman. He was like pretending
pretending to be like a woman or whatever. And I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I know somebody would probably say, "Oh, some trans thing, whatever," but I'm like, no, that's not. To me, that's not how I looked at Disney. It was just this alien.
Recently, removed it.
Yeah, like
they removed it. It's because of the fact that it was supposed to be a joke of him dressing in women's clothing, and they're like, no, we can't have that as a joke in women's clothing because, you know, dressing in women's clothing, thinking that you're you know, something else is not.
He's an alien, or it's an alien. Like literally, like how we.
Yeah, like they burned the trans community by you know, taking him out, but then also pissed off everybody else in the process. It's like they can't fucking win. And the only reason why it made so much money is because it was on Memorial Day, and we hoped and prayed that it was going to be okay because Lilo and Stitch is untouchable, but they fucked it. They fucked it.
I'm surprised it didn't come out. It didn't come out later about all the changes in the movie, and we're now hearing that now because I was like, you know, I was planning to take my wife to go see it. I mean, I probably still take her to go see it, but it's like, you know, unless she's just hearing me right now, she doesn't know all this changes to it. So I know when she goes there, she's going to be like upset and disappointed. Like,
I left in the middle of the movie and went and had to smoke outside. It was that bad. Like, I never walk from movies. I stick it out because, you know, I want to be like, okay, you know what? Maybe this just sucks now. Oh, it'll get better. It'll get better. And it usually does. But no, I was like, this is a fucking lost cause. And so I fucking walked out in the middle of it.
Wow.
I was pissed. Yeah. And they didn't have the fucking promotional stuff. So I couldn't even get, you know, a cute little Stitch drink cup because all the fucking nerds on day one took them out. Anyways, all right, that's enough. I'm going to put my blood pressure up.
Well, how do you think Rico got the Wolverine fuck toy?
He was there on day one.
Exactly. You got to be there on day one if you want the fuck toys, bro.
No, that's called you had the hookup.
No. Right.
Legally, nothing illegal for anybody who thinks real quick.
Just so you're aware, Nerdverse Odyssey LLC does not incriminate Rico of selling his butt for a popcorn topper. Anyway.
Or a popcorn topper for, anything else.
Exactly. Just because it's huge Jack Man's face in a precarious manner.
But continue, Nico.
Covered in buttery popcorn. Anyway.
Sidebar.
So I have been listening to, and I highly recommend this, especially because, Glenn, you might like this too. So have you all ever heard of Vampire Hunter D?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so...
DVD.
Okay, so Vampire Hunter D was originally novels.
That I didn't know.
Okay.
I think graphic novels, right?
No, light novels. So kind of like, it would almost be like, have y'all read Solomon Kane or Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah.
There's stories like that. It's a little tiny novella, and it goes, and there's like, I think 35 or 45 of them or something like that. But, they're like short novellas about D's adventures. Well, there is a company called Graphic Audio who has been doing the audiobooks for these, but but they're dramatized. So it's a dramatized audiobook of Vampire Hunter D. I highly recommend it. I'm 12 in, and I keep pumping in credits to Audible just to get the next one. It's so good. Nice. Like, the guy that got to play D, it does a really good job of it. His hand, the voice actor does a great job. Like, the narrator has it's kind of weird at first, but then it just kind of like grows on you, and he's got like this haunting voice. Like, I highly recommend it. It's so good.
He's like udda.
No. It's in English.
So it's not like how it was in at least the anime.
No, it's very
because this is more of a low tone,
similar, but like there's definitely they go into a lot more detail in the books, and
nice.
They're like, the story for Bloodlust is really fucked up when you find out how that family actually works. Like, I highly recommend looking at
cousin brother bullshit, or
oh yeah, it's fucked. But yeah, no, Vampire Hunter D, the audiobook dramatization is highly worth a listen to. You won't be disappointed.
Right, so Nico enjoys cousin brother romance fantasies. Got it. Cool. I'm sure it's well worth the listen.
Real quick question before you go on.
Yeah, what's up?
How's the interaction between Vampire Hunter D and if I remember right, the parasite, whatever it is in his hand?
The Continent's Carbuncle, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, both versions going back and forth.
Oh, the hand's an asshole. It's great.
The hand is an asshole.
Yes.
I think I've seen that anime. No.
But no, it's just kind of interesting because he's such a prick. It's a very good, like, it almost feels like a buddy cop show in a sense, the way that they kind of like how it goes, because he's very straight laced and doesn't like really like react a lot to much or talk a lot. Yeah. The hand's the one that kind of gives a lot of the narrative and like just kind of like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what are you thinking right now?
So it's just like, and he's like, oh yeah.
Maybe not like that.
It's an asshole.
Oh, fuck. There we go. You want to hit us with the wah 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 wah. Anywho, there we go.
Oh,
there we go. Okay. Lastly, I would like to talk to you gentlemen about the Elden Ring. Two things specifically, actually. So A24 is making an Elden Ring movie. They have a director and an actor already.
Praise the sun.
I have no idea what the fuck they're going to be doing. What I'm hoping for is they do it similar to the Elden Ring manga, which is a joke. Literally. If you want to, it's pretty funny, but read the Elden Ring manga. It's absolutely hilarious. It's about a Tarnish who bumblefucks his way to Elden Lord.
I've seen it happen.
Oh yeah. Aside from that, which I think the movie is, I'm very curious to see how they do it. I have been playing a little video game called Elden Ring Night Rain. Have you two heard of Elden Ring Night Rain?
Yes.
I have not.
Oh, so with on its first day, 200 or what was it? 20 million sales or 100 million sales. I don't know. The number was fucking astronomical. 200 million copies sold. That's what it was.
Wow. At like $80 a piece. That's a lot of money.
$30 for the base game, $50 if you wanted to get the season pass.
I could dig that. Yeah.
Which is just
That's
DLC
reasonable.
for more stuff later on. But yeah,
And it's not like they have like physical costs to cover that they need to cover that for like physical
Bingo.
media.
It's
so
a $60
hell yeah,
game.
fuck yeah, more power to them.
It's absolutely crazy. So I've been playing a lot of that. I beat my first night.
Yeah, can we get some
Shit,
give it some hands?
Yeah, FromSoft.
Good job.
But no. So there you go. No. So.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, played the booted the game up
From
on launch day, which
me
was the
to
30th.
you. From
Oh god. But yeah, so started it up, died to Morgott, like a true casual. I beat my first night today actually. So the way the structure is really interesting. It's take Elden Ring, remove the horse, but give you horse button to just make you run faster.
okay. Wait, did you say horse button or horse butt?
Horse button. So like instead of calling the horse, it's just you super sprint.
I see. Okay. So you got the horse
throw,
booty to give you the go.
Exactly. And then throw in Fortnite's storm system. And then randomize the weapons, the enemies, have 8 main bosses, and then the stats that get added to each weapon. So it's like you could get a halberd that has like it'll have a random Ash of War or a status effect, and then there's also buffs on there that build your character up as you're going through.
So it's like an instance that it runs through.
It's a roguelike essentially. It's a 3-player extraction roguelike with a storm system. Absolutely stupid fun.
Question.
Yes.
I know what roguelike is, but why don't you explain that to Glenn what a roguelike is?
Yes. Okay. So a roguelike is a game that has random elements to it. So say, for instance, where enemies are placed, that'll be random. Like if you pick up an item, like say you get a stick, you might get just a stick, or you might get a stick that has +1 fire damage, or you might get a stick that has a auto kill every 5th enemy stat to it as like a legendary. It's just randomize
Or stick
the item
that's actually
with
a
the
vorpal sword of
Exactly.
ogre decapitation.
And then there's also there's character buffs you can get too. So like you'll get like gems at the end of the round, and then that they'll have permanent status effects that you can put on your character. So like you could get one that gives you +3 strength and you do 10% more damage when you're two-handing a weapon, things like that. So you're building out your character and going through, and I say extraction shooter because of the way it starts. So you always start with your character, their 2 special moves, and and 1 starter weapon, and that's it. And the nice part is it's still playing like Elden Ring because you're leveling up your character, but instead of individually putting in the stats, it's just a flat. It sets it for that character.
So in terms of like weapons that you get, does
Everybody
it have like
can
the
use
same
everything.
okay, right, but does it have like the same attack animations for different weapons? Or
I have noticed
is it
differences. So I've been playing the big burly raider, and his some of the way he will use weapons is different from how like the wretch will use his. So there is some different like animation differences.
Right. So the big burly raider might, have a really good run if he's able to get like a hammer early on, as opposed to like a dagger.
So you start with like this giant hammer axe, and then like he has S. I think his level or his like scaling with strength weapons is S. So he's a big burly boy. And like each one has like different things and like how to help the team out in certain situations. Watch some videos of it. It's really, really fun. I'm probably
so with the squad. Is there like squad elements in the way that you have specializations with each character? Can you have more than one of the same specialization on each?
You can have. Say you wanted to run 3 wretches. You can have 3 people playing as the wretch.
I see.
So it's kind of like free. It lets you decide how you want to go about it. One thing I will dock you for is there's no microphones. Like, there's no microphone support. So if you're playing with 3 friends, hop on a Discord call. But if you're playing with randos, your communications are through gestures and marking the map. That's it. Which is a very interesting way. But it's exactly how like Souls multiplayer has always worked. So it's interesting that they're doing it that way.
Yeah. Can you leave messages on the map?
No, there's no messages. Because remember, this is Elden Ring gotta go fast mode. Because you're timed to get to to fight the boss.
If you go back to
versus the other squad.
Hugh, what was that?
I was gonna say, if you go back to the group chat, there is a video that describes how there's no comms, and a guy literally is running around like, "What are you doing? Move! Oh my god, these guys suck!" And he's like trying to get these teammates to freaking help him out. He's just running around and stuff because he's about to get hit, and you just got players either not playing good or they're just standing there like, "What do I do?" But if you haven't seen it, Glenn, it's in the group chat.
I'll take a look at that, and I mean, it sounds like we have ourselves another Helldivers, essentially Helldivers with swords this time.
Pretty much, and I went pretty hard into Helldivers, and I've already put like 350, almost 400 hours into Elden Ring. So I have no problem just sitting down and playing rounds of this game. It is stupid fun. It's arcade Elden Ring.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, wait, yeah, dude. I'll definitely check that out. Awesome. Cool.
One thing at the moment, like I said, there's no comms. The other one is it's either solo or trios. So they didn't think about putting in duos just yet for whatever reason. Apparently it was an oversight. They said they're looking into it, and it's most likely going to come out in the next patch if they do it. But so far I've been playing with trios and randos, not a problem.
Okay.
And it does scale based off your party. So if you do solo, it's scaling off that. The game's meant for 3 characters, but you can solo the missions. They're not that difficult.
Let me solo her.
Exactly.
That's
I hope Let Me Solo Her's in the movie. Has to be.
Me too. He has to be.
Oh yeah. But no,
It's like golden light from the sky.
Yes.
Or we get to see his face. Or even better, it doesn't show his face. It's the golden light shows on the pot, and the pot descends from the ceiling and like plonks on this dude's head. You don't actually see his face. And he's just like,
but yeah, so I like that one so much. I may start streaming that a little bit. So anybody out there who wants to watch me get my ass beat, I'll be playing some Elden Ring maybe tomorrow. He's
played by Timothy Chalamet.
Jeez.
Timothy Chalamet.
Lastly, I do want to talk about a board game. I'm going to be doing a YouTube video for it. It is called Doom Pilgrim.
Oh, I know that game.
Oh, you do? Okay,
I do.
So it is a card-based solo RPG, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have like this deck of cards, and you are as the title implies, a Doom Pilgrim going from just somewhere to somewhere. And this game is, each card has like an effect, like it has a little story of what happened, and then bad things happen or good things can happen to you. Like my first playthrough, I ran into death and had nothing on me, so they just kind of like death laughed at me and just walked away.
Wow.
Then I beat the game twice out of maybe 10 times playing it. The first time I played, I think I got the true best ending because I pulled the death card and I didn't have enough to defeat her. So It was just like, your journey ends here peacefully, and that was the last card in the deck. So it was like literally the perfect storyboard ending for my character, because I completed my journey, but I died in the end. And then the other time I beat it, it came to the death card as well. And mind you, this, I guess I'm just real shitty at shuffling, but I ended up killing her 3/4 of the way through the deck because I had a magic weapon on me, so I was able to slay death and become immortal. So I beat the game.
There you go.
But no, I highly recommend it. There's 2 versions. There is the regular Doom Pilgrim, and then there's Doom Pilgrim Pocket. Or I think that it's the Pocket version, is what the name is. But I bought that one, so it just fits in a like a giant mint tin, and it's like 120 cards. Super, super good. Well worth the $25. And you can find that on Game Crafters. I'll put a link in the description. Not sponsored.
But we could be.
Maybe.
Look at you.
The other one, I bought the Slay the Spire board game. Haven't tabled it yet, but I've been through like the rule book. It looks really, really fun.
Oh yeah.
And I love me some Slay the Spire, so I'm very excited to play that. But that
have you played the digital version of it?
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
I put a good chunk of hours into it.
Nice.
But yeah, that is pretty much all I got. So, fellas, anything else? Or are we good? Are we calling it?
I think we can call it. Go watch Scyther's Power Rangers audio drama and listen to me talk about stuff. Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Put it in the chat.
Okay.
Rico,
I did.
Any
already.
parting words?
You did? Okay. Put it again. Nothing. I got nothing to add. Then looking forward to watching some more media. If you guys want to talk about it, again, catching up on Secret Level. With that one, maybe dive into Warhammers. I don't know yet.
Fair.
Because I did
Maybe
the
next
Imperium
podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe next podcast we can play a video game together. What do you say, guys?
That could be interesting.
If it's crossplay or on this one, you gotta let me see.
Oh yeah, that'd be crossplay. Oh yeah. We'll iron out the details.
Gotcha.
Of course.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
And that's me. So everybody out there on the digital highway, whatever the fuck I was just gonna say. Bye.
Don't get run over.
Water.